Welcome back, everyone. I think. I am now assuming we are back. So, welcome back, everyone. We are back. I think I fixed the problem. Oh my. You have no idea. You will never know what I've just been through. Every connection, every wire, every device, disconnected and then reconnected. I turned everything off, including the power supply to the house. I ran outside. I screamed as loudly as I could. And I think we are back.
Yes, we are. We are. Let's just hope that...
well, there we are on the screen.
That everybody else has figured out that there's a new stream started.
Well, there will be a notification.
Good. The numbers are going up, so I'm guessing people are getting the hang of it. So,
the hang of it, yes.
Apologies.
Yes.
We had some...
Steve said to me, "Can you explain what's happening?" And I said, "No, there's no way I can explain what's happening. There is no way I can explain all of this to you." So what I had to do, disconnect everything, turn everything off, reset the internet, and then I had to restart everything from scratch, including this live stream, which now has messed everything up. So goodness knows. That's all I can say. Goodness knows.
But thank you all for staying on, those of you that did, you loyal, lovely people, all chatting away to each other. I've never done the live chat before, so I wasn't quite getting it right. Most of the comments were from me.
With your big, giant, fat fingers.
And I kept pressing the wrong button, so some of the words might have looked a bit strange.
Yeah.
But I got the hang of it in the end.
So when the typing was terrible, it was Steve. When the typing is lovely and wonderful, it's me.
And Vitas was telling you all wonderful jokes. I don't think Vitas is back yet. Yes, he is. So thank you for telling jokes to keep people entertained while we were in the background pulling wires around.
Yes, I think I've just explained all of that.
I know.
Can we not relive it?
Anyway, we're back, so should we just carry on, Mr. Duncan?
Inside, I might look calm on the outside, but inside, every organ in my body is now back to front. My heart is on the wrong side. My pancreas is where my kneecap in my right leg should be. And I can't even begin to tell you where my spleen has gone. Let's just say it is hanging out of my shorts at the moment.
We had a nice time waiting, says Olga. I'm glad you did.
I'm glad somebody did.
And I've noticed that because I was going to comment on Palmyra, because I know Belarusia is back, Claudia's back from holiday, but I think Palmyra's been away as well.
Yeah.
So she's back as well, because I saw a comment from Lewis earlier about that. Lewis is back because he's been away, hasn't he?
Yes, well, they all returned last week.
Yeah, so everyone, you've all been on lovely holidays.
And we haven't.
And we haven't. We need one after today's live stream.
I need a holiday anyway. I mean, this is now me. I don't know. I might have to ring an ambulance and have two men in white coats take me away from all this. Are we? So we are definitely back. I just want to make sure I'm not talking to the wall.
Yeah, people are here. Definitely here.
Good.
We'll wait for a few more people to join, I think. Mind you, I could ramble on about my stresses this week, but
no.
I won't.
Well, let's just get everyone coming back first before you start spreading.
This is pure vodka.
Okay, good. What?
It's not. It's only water, but it should be.
Can I just say, this week it's been crazy anyway.
Crazy.
I mean, everything's been going wrong anyway. Not for us necessarily, but generally. I suppose generally in the country, because here in England. Why do people keep laughing?
That's the rest of the world.
Why do I hear laughter whenever I say England? What's funny about that? There's nothing funny about England.
We can hear it coming across the channel.
Yeah.
and across the Atlantic,
Around the globe.
the North Sea, everywhere. We can hear laughter in the air.
We've only got 29 people watching, so I don't even want to put any effort into this, to be honest.
Don't say that, Mr. Duncan. These 29 people have been hanging on, waiting for us to come on.
I just want to go down and go upstairs and lie down on the bed and cry myself to sleep.
Well, let's talk about... Well, we've got to carry on, Mr. Duncan. Professional.
Okay.
And these lovely people have been loyally hanging on, chatting away to each other, telling jokes.
Don't you have anything better to do?
Well, no, obviously not. And we don't either.
No. Well, we clearly have nothing better to do.
So thank you once again for hanging on, waiting for us through technical difficulties.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. It was like telling someone who's had a fatal heart attack that they've got indigestion.
It's going up, Mr. Duncan. More people are rejoining.
Okay, good.
Well, I mean, Tomek said he was off to get a donut. Somebody else was making a cup of coffee.
Can I have a donut? Can I have anything?
It was a welcome opportunity for people to take a little break and go and sustain themselves with food.
What?
And sustenance.
Sustenance. No one ever says that in a sentence.
That people went off to get sustenance.
I'm just going to sustain myself.
Sustenance is food, water,
okay,
alcohol,
Steve,
drugs.
Steve, we did a really good show last Sunday.
We did.
And this Sunday, today, is the worst one ever. It's strange that, isn't it?
But we could turn it around, just like people do when they're on the skids.
What?
When they're
on the skids?
Yes, when they're at their lowest ebb. People can come back from the ashes like a phoenix rising, Mr. Duncan. That's what we need to do on this live stream. We need to rise like the phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah.
And people will then say, this was the best live stream ever.
Yes. Well, I've got news for you, Steve.
In adversity. What's the phrase?
No one ever says that this is the best thing on YouTube.
Well, anyway, from adversity comes the mother of invention, or whatever that phrase is.
I've heard the word crap used a few times.
Don't put yourself down, Mr. Duncan.
Talking of which, today we are looking at emojis. Would you like to see one of the most famous emojis? There it is. And I think that sums up today's live stream.
Mr. Duncan. By the way, I'll wait for a bit longer before...
Yeah. You might have to wait a while. Yes.
Palmyra asks, what was made in 1961? Well, the person that's wearing this T-shirt was made in 1961.
Or more to the point, Steve.
Mr. Duncan gave me this as a birthday present when I was big 6'0". I know I don't look it. I know. You don't have to say it.
Well, sorry. When I was big 6'0".
When I was 60.
That's not even a sentence.
The big 6'0". Yes. I'm just...
There was a power cut. Apparently the story is 9 months before there was a power cut and Mr. Steve's mum and dad were sitting at home and everything went off. The television went off. The electricity in the house, it all went off. And then their clothes went off.
I don't want to think about my parents in any kind of that type of activity. No, nobody likes to think of that, Mr. Duncan.
Anyway,
although you were brought up in a very different environment than I was.
They're in heaven now, so...
Didn't your parents literally have sex in front of you?
Sorry, what?
No, but different families are all different, aren't they? So when I grew up, it was all, I never saw any kind of, even mild affection between my parents.
No affection.
It was the occasional little peck on the cheek.
We can say this now, you see, because they can't come and complain.
They could be listening, raging, but they can't actually do anything.
I don't like the idea, by the way. People say that when your parents die, they're watching you all the time.
That is the most horrific thought ever.
Why are you shouting?
I'm not shouting.
It's okay, Steve. The connection's back now.
I'm just. I was shouting outside in case so that you could hear us.
You're still shouting now.
I'm just talking normally.
No, this is not normal. Trust me.
I'm just trying to get excited, psyched up, Mr.
I don't
Duncan.
like the idea of your parents watching you all the time. By the way, what about when you're in the toilet and you're trying to push out a big poop?
That is actually a bit of a horror thing for me.
What if you're having some sexy time with your partner?
I know.
What?
Well,
your parents are there above watching you.
Can you tune them out when you want to?
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually been haunting me a bit.
Can we not?
actually.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Since obviously my mother passed away, and it happened when my father passed away, that I think that they are somehow looking down or up or whatever.
Up. That's Steve thinks his parents have gone to hell.
Well, I don't know where they've gone, but my mother's definitely. If anyone deserved to go to heaven, it would have been my mother.
Yeah.
If she doesn't end up in heaven,
But
there is no hope for anyone on this earth.
Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know. Well,
I'm just talking about people believe your parents are watching you.
I know.
All the time when you're doing everything. So what about if you want a bit of nude time with your partner? What? Or maybe, as I said, you're sitting on the toilet. Or maybe you're having to go to the doctors to have that thing removed.
Well, I know you don't want to think that. You want to think that they're still there and the spirit or the soul is there. But really, could there be anything worse than your parents or other significant people constantly look? I'm sure they've got better things to do.
I don't care about anyone. Anyone else can watch me. But I don't want my parents watching me. Well, my parents are still alive, and I'm not even sure if they watch this. I mean, I know my mum doesn't. By the way, a lot of people asking about my mother. I know we're joking today about these things because, well, to be honest, Steve's mum would also have a laugh as well because she did have a very strange sense of humour. But my mum is okay, even though, can I say last week, we did have a scare last week with my mother. Oh. Didn't we? It was crazy.
We thought, here we go again.
We had a phone call saying you've got to go and see your mum. She's in hospital and she's not going to survive.
Yes.
And so we all rushed there last week and she was taken back to the care home and we were all gathered there around the bed. And my mum looked awful. She was making some strange noises.
They said she got pneumonia.
Yeah.
And she'd only got hours to live.
And then 3 hours later, after sitting there, she suddenly woke up, started complaining, and then was fighting with everyone, including one of the nurses.
And your sister. Literally fighting.
And she was telling us all to go away in no uncertain terms.
Using language that we could not repeat on the live stream.
If there is one thing my mother does a lot, or did in her younger life, it was swear. And when I say swear, I mean really bad language. She loved swearing. And she was swearing the other day. So I knew that my mother had returned from whatever it was she was going towards.
I think it was a misdiagnosis.
It's very strange. Anyway, let's not do that one.
We're not, but she did make this. We were all round the bed thinking...
This was last week, by the way.
This is it. Yeah, last Thursday.
Last week. And then it was like Lazarus. You may have heard the story of Lazarus who wanted to come back to life. He chose life. As long as he was a fan of Jesus, he could have life. So he came back from the dead. And my mother seemed to do the same thing last week. So we had a big drama last week. We were all there, really worried. But then my mum woke up, she started complaining, told us all to go away and leave her alone for a while. And she was hungry. So she was eating food non-stop for the rest of the visit. Isn't that strange, though?
I know, because they told the people at the home not to feed your mother.
Oh, yes, let's not go down that road.
Okay, then, right, anyway. Okay, fine. But anyway, I'm just saying that's what they said.
Yes, okay.
So she hadn't eaten. A bit angry because... Right,
And
let's
if-
get on to today's subject. We've got lots of things to catch up on, haven't we, Mr. Duncan?
Eventually, yes.
Well, you brought the subject up, Mr. Duncan. Oh,
No, well, I was just saying that it's strange because my mum's all right now.
Yes.
She's okay. Well, when I say all right, she still has Alzheimer's, unfortunately. So she's still got that, but really, really weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird?
Very weird.
Anyway, carry on, Steve.
I was going to. Are we going to? Do you want to talk about the chaos that is going on politically in this country?
Well,
or
I mentioned
have we
this
got
earlier.
time?
I did mention it on the stream, the other stream, before it broke and stopped working. I did mention that we're all going to have a chance now. Everyone in the UK, apparently this is what we're going to do now. Everyone can have a chance to be the Prime Minister for 2 days. So 2 days, every person will have a chance to be the Prime Minister of the UK. So apparently I've already been given my slot. My slot is next June. So next June I will be the Prime Minister of this country for 2 days. And then during those 2 days I will probably do some things, maybe some great things, maybe some terrible things, maybe some really crappy ideas. But I will try my best. And that's what we're doing now, apparently. Everyone is going to have a chance.
Everyone has a go. You've got to book your slot. It's difficult. It's a bit like trying to book a slot for home shopping from your supermarket.
Is
You
it?
know, you've got, yes, because they only go so far ahead. So you've got to be, there at the right time to be able to book your slot
Yeah.
to be PM for 2 days.
Yes. So that's it.
And that's how we're going to solve the chaos in this country.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. So we're not going to bother anymore with having a Prime Minister who just stays there. We're just going to keep swapping all the time. I think it will catch on, to be honest. I think it will.
Yes, utter chaos, and as some people have already hinted at,
Have they intimated?
they've been intimating
What does that
that
mean?
a certain person with a surname begins with J, Johnson, may well is trying to come back as Prime Minister, and the rest of the world is laughing.
You know they call him. They call him BJ.
Yes, I know. I don't want to. You see, this is the trouble. They give him these sort of fun names.
I just made a joke there, by the way, but
Yes.
I think it went straight over Steve's
This is
head.
what happened. What? No, it didn't. I knew what you were trying to say, Mr. Duncan.
But they call him
Is
B.
there an emoji for that, by the way?
There probably is somewhere.
Well, maybe not. But yes, we won't get too much into it. But let's just say we are not fans.
You know, when
of a
Steve,
certain person
whenever
coming
Steve
back.
says, "I won't get too deep into it," he then talks about it for another 5 minutes. But
Yes.
that's what's happening here. So that's the reason why every time I say England, there is laughter.
Yes,
Yeah, because everyone's laughing at
the
us.
rest of the world, particularly Europe, I would imagine, and I don't blame them, because we're like some third-rate country now.
Third rate. I didn't know. Are we rating countries?
Yes, I mean, we used to look upon developing countries as, they'll be one day up to our level. The UK was seen as a stable country,
Well,
a reliable partner in the world, and it's just been utter chaos. And we know what we can trace it all back to.
okay, Steve. Does anyone want to hear this?
No, but anyway, what you said, right? Okay,
This is
then.
really not as good as last week's. If you,
All right, Mr.
by the way,
we
if you
can't,
want to
you know.
see a good live stream, we did a really good one last week. Watch that one. So don't watch this now. Click away. So everyone go and watch last Sunday's live stream, the week before, last Sunday, because that was a really good one. This one today, I don't know what this is.
It's fantastic, Mr. Duncan, and we've got a lot to talk about. Not just the chaos in this country. Emojis. You want to talk about emojis? How long are we staying on? Are we going on for longer?
I have absolutely no idea now.
Well, let's just carry on then. Right, moss. I'm going to talk about moss, Mr. Duncan.
No, don't.
Moss on the lawn.
I want to talk about emojis.
Right, okay.
Because I've literally sat this morning planning all of this. I was going to talk about hard things and easy things because we didn't do it last week
That's true. We
and I-
ran out of time.
because Mr. Steve was talking too much. And today we've run out of time because, well, because everything kept breaking down.
But we'll carry on for a bit longer, won't we?
We will, yes. We are looking at emojis. Would you like to see some lovely emojis, Mr. Steve?
Go on.
There are some. So they are common emojis. So these are the most common. So you might notice there is the most common one. Look at the screen, Steve.
Yeah, I'm looking. I've already looked.
So we have this one. What's this one?
Smiley face.
That's the most common one. Apparently, lazy people and people who don't really understand the concept of emojis, they just click that one for anything, whatever it is. Do you keep burping in my ear?
Yeah, I'm burping, Mr. Duncan, yes.
Good, that's good. It's very distracting.
Well, you were showing those cows earlier. Well, I'm just like a cow. I'm constantly belching.
Yes, and leaving poops everywhere. Giant poops. So there is the most common one. So that's the one most people use. And then there's this one, which I think is gritted teeth, when you are trying to bear something you are trying to tolerate, but you almost can't. This one here is laughing a lot. You are laughing and your eyes are closed because you're laughing so much. This one is laughing and crying at the same time, something that people are doing this week about this country. So people are laughing so much, they are actually crying at the same time. Don't worry, I'm not going to do all of them.
I was going to say this could turn into a very, very tedious live stream.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
If you do that, Mr. Duncan.
So we have laughing again, but I don't know what the difference is between... What's the difference between that one and that one? Is there any difference?
I don't know.
Not much difference.
I like go down one, Mr. Duncan, into the middle row from where you just were.
Go down one.
No, where you were just... Well, you were here,
that
weren't
one.
you? How do I get my finger up there?
Well,
That's the one I like, that one.
Oh, with the sunglasses.
The sunglasses. That's the
Okay.
one I use quite commonly.
Oh, I see.
I think it just means sort of cool.
So it's under there, the second one down.
Yes.
Sunglasses. Okay, that's good. And this is my favourite, the innocent person who is innocent and angelic. They are such a nice person. They never do anything wrong. They are like an angel. And that's my favourite. I like that one.
Yes, please tell us your favourite emoji. Incidentally, Mr. Duncan, I looked up because I noticed Tomek in the first live stream asked a question while I was upstairs preparing. What is who decides on these emojis?
Yes. Well,
and I looked it up.
Yes. Apparently, there's a whole group of people who have to decide whether the emoji is able to be used.
The Unicode Consortium.
Yes.
There is a consortium, which is a group of people, isn't it, that get together from different areas. It's called the Unicode Consortium. They do other things, but amongst that, they decide on what emojis are allowed for us to use.
So these are grown adults.
Yes.
Wearing suits, sitting in an office, and they're all deciding which emojis that they are going to allow. So I would love to be at that meeting where they're having people put large diagrams on a whiteboard and say, oh no, this is the new emoji for please get out of my house. Oh, okay, then yes, I can see that one. So do we approve that one? Everyone?
Apparently, how the process works, from what I understand, from what I've read, is that there has to be a petition. Mm-hmm. So you can't just say, approach this consortium and say, can we have this emoji? You have to have got a petition with, lots of names on it saying that they would all like this new emoji. And then the Unicode Consortium, which is made up of representatives from major computer manufacturers like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, as well as representatives from lots of countries all around the world, including India.
This seems like a lot of work just to approve something that's a smiley face with angry eyes.
Lithuania are on this group, and they all meet together. Probably do it by Zoom or something.
Here is some more, Steve. There's I'm not sure what that one is. I think that's a dead person. So that's dead. I think that one is. So you're a dead person. You're saying, I'm dead. You've killed me. I'm dead. I think so. And then we have this one. This one is surprise. Surprise. And then we have this one, which is what I like to do to Mr. Steve sometimes. I like to put the zip on Mr. Steve's mouth.
That's a good one.
I like to close it. And here is a coronavirus one. So this one was very trendy in 2020. Somebody with a mask. And it is an emoji for that. Here is someone...
When would you ever send that one?
Well, maybe if you are telling people that you have COVID, and then you would put that on the end.
Oh, yeah. Are you telling people, put a mask on?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure.
Maybe.
But yes, they're sort of mysterious people that we never get to see are voting on whether we have an emoji.
Yeah.
And then presumably it then gets put across all the platforms.
I find it amazing.
But it is quite... I've just put it in the live chat.
There's the one I mentioned earlier. The poopy one. Poopy. Poopy
It's a friendly poop, though, isn't it? Tomek asked if I could spell the name of the... I think I've got that right. The consortium that deals with... if you're fascinated...
I think it's Universal.
Pardon?
Universal.
What is?
The Universal Unicode Consortium, is it?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, you can find it. You can find it out. But I would have thought you'd have been far too busy, Tomek, anyway, because after last week, you said you were very, very busy, so you haven't got time to look this up.
Yes.
So never mind.
What? So you're okay?
No, I'm fine, Mr. Duncan. Carry on.
You're sort of rambling.
Oh.
Rambling.
I can zip it if you want me to.
He's getting angry now. I can feel the heat coming off Mr. Steve. So here's another one. That's a ghost one because Halloween is coming up. That's a good one. And there is a skull. If you want to scare your friends with a scary emoji. And then we have an alien there. An alien emoji. I like that one. And then a robot emoji. Because AI, everyone's talking about it again. Artificial intelligence. Robots are coming. They are.
That's what we need as the new Prime Minister.
Yeah, I thought we had one.
We need artificial intelligence because there's no real intelligence at the moment in the government.
It is a problem. I thought Liz Truss may have been a robot.
I think she was.
I think there was somebody at the back adjusting the nuts and bolts.
This is what annoys me more than anything else about politicians is that they never answer a question. You ask them a question and it's the goal of this government is to make sure that the people of the UK, they never answer the question. They just trot out these sound bites.
Yeah. This is what you said last week.
I know, but it's so annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't vote for any of them because they're not even human beings. They are like robots, as you say, Mr. Duncan. They're not trained to say what they think, and that's what they should do. I want a real person who says what they really think and what they feel.
But if they did that, I think we would all be in trouble. Here's some more.
You want people to tell you
Steve.
what is really going on.
Steve,
anyway, right? Yes.
You're on the wrong show here.
I'm not on the wrong show.
Yeah. You should go to one of these podcasts where they just all complain and moan about the government.
I'm going to set one up. I'm going to start my own, Mr. Duncan.
Of course you are. Police lady. There's a police lady there. Look. Police lady. So we have all of these because, of course, gender is the new thing, isn't it, Steve?
Yes.
We have to have gender relatable emojis. So there is a lady police woman or police person or police officer. And that looks like a builder. It's also a lady. And then we have a lady. Oh, she's getting married. So there is a bride. Of course, a lady. Quite often the bride will be a lady. I like saying lady, if you notice.
Why is Father Christmas next to the bride? That's very...
Yes, it looks like Father Christmas is marrying this lady. Oh, maybe he is. Maybe for all of these years, maybe Santa Claus was a bachelor.
He doesn't look very happy.
He does not.
To be marrying such a beautiful girl.
Well, he is getting married. That is no reason to be happy, ever.
Well, he's marrying somebody who's a lot younger than him. And, he should be happy, you would have thought.
One of my favourite emojis is the pregnant man. Have you seen that one? So instead of a woman with a bump, it's actually now a man with a bump, because apparently men can get pregnant. We by the way, we are not touching that.
No, we're not going there.
We're not going there, but there is an emoji that shows a man pregnant. All I can say is when
Good luck with all that.
When it comes out, that is really going to be painful.
Is it just not a fat man?
It will be nothing like passing a kidney stone.
Is it just not a fat man, Mr. Duncan?
It is not a fat person. No, ironically, you can't do a fat person emoji because that's offensive. But you can have a pregnant man emoji,
which some people will find offensive.
Yeah, so there are. It does exist. Look it up. Check it out on the internet, everyone.
And they voted on that and approved it.
I like this one. So this is a naughty one. We're going to look at some naughty emojis. Would you like to see some? So here is an emoji. This is a smiley face looking very happy because obviously someone or maybe a group of people have been kissing this emoji. So he's looking very pleased indeed. Or maybe her. It could be a her. It could be a him. It could be anything in between. One of those lovely rainbow colours in between. So don't worry about that. So look, there it is. I like that one. That's a naughty one.
But whoever is kissing them has got lipstick.
Yes. But that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything nowadays. I mean, we grew up in the 80s. All the men were wearing lipstick in the 1980s.
Well, only on television.
What?
I don't remember seeing anybody in the street with lipstick on.
Didn't
man
you?
in the street with lipstick on.
I did. I did it. I wore lipstick.
And that's why you were beaten up quite regularly.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
I think even now, I think you would. Could you go out on the street? Could you and I go? Not that we would, but could we just walk into the street now with lipstick on?
Yes, I think you could. Especially in Much Wenlock.
We would be stared at. We would be ridiculed.
They're all inbred here, you see. So it's all the families keep marrying each other, and it just goes round and round. So I think us walking down the high street with lipstick, I don't think anyone would care. They wouldn't even notice. They wouldn't.
Yes, William says it's a beer belly.
Oh, I see.
Not a pregnant man.
Oh, I think.
So it could be an emoji of a man with a beer belly. Something that, of course, we don't have.
We don't suffer from beer bellies.
Not yet, anyway.
Here's another one. Maybe you want to say something naughty to someone. Maybe you are angry and you want to swear at them, like my mother last week. Oh, yes. This is a good one. A very good way of expressing anger, but also anger to the point where you actually want to swear at them and curse them. I like that one.
Belarusia, going back to the last one.
Hello, Claudia.
Claudia. But if Claudia wants to be known as Claudia, why doesn't she put Claudia, not Belarusia?
Well, because that's a handle. But now,
Right, okay.
now we're personally in touch with Claudia. So now we know Claudia very well.
Well, Claudia just said that last emoji with the kisses on it is actually her with your kisses on her face.
Oh, I see. It could be.
So it could be. So
Why not?
Use it to your heart's delight.
There it is.
That's it. So it's Claudia. You haven't got any hair.
No, that doesn't matter. It's an
skin
emoji.
is very yellow.
It's an emoji.
So you've probably got hepatitis. Or you've been eating too many carrots.
What?
That's the thing with the emojis. They're all yellow, aren't they? They've obviously been eating far too many carrots. Yeah.
Did you just say that? What?
I'm just making observations,
yeah. Okay, then.
So right, yes. I like that one.
If you want to swear, you see, that's what you do. You put this at the end of a sentence. If you are angry about something, you say, "Oh, I want to swear at you."
I could have used that one at work If I'd known that one existed, we had a in our team, we had a WhatsApp group. If I'd have known, and the number of times we were moaning about work and stupid things they were doing, I can say it now because I've left. Oh no.
Hello, Jiaming. Jiaming Zhang is here. I think maybe you were watching in China. Ni hao. Hello to you. Carry on.
Oh, don't interrupt, really, Mr. Duncan.
No,
don't let me finish my sentence.
Carry on.
I didn't even know what I was saying now. What was I saying? You cut me off completely, Mr. Duncan.
It was... You can't remember what you were just saying? Okay. Can someone please remind Steve what he was just talking about? So hello to Jiaming Zhang. Hello to you. It's very nice. How are you today? Ni hao ma. How are you? Yes, I'm
That's
okay.
it. Just because there's somebody from China on, you just want to show off you know a bit of Chinese.
Yes, I do.
So you cut me off just to do that.
Yeah.
You couldn't have waited.
That's it. Don't be careful because I might do what Xi Jinping did yesterday to Hu Jintao.
Oh,
when
right,
he
yes.
carried him away.
Oh, yes.
Now, some people are saying that Mr. Who? Yeah, that's what I mean. Who? Well, who? Who are you talking about? Yes, I am. I'm talking about who. But who? Who are you talking about?
I don't know.
Who?
The last president, or was it prime minister? I don't know. What do they have? Presidents or
They have
prime ministers?
presidents.
Presidents,
The
right,
grand
yes.
leader. The supreme leader. They used to have supreme leaders, you
Yes,
see.
they were showing us on television, weren't they?
The last supreme leader was actually Mao Zedong, but they got rid of all that when Deng Xiaoping came along, and he wanted to reform everything. And then Mrs. Thatcher went there and she said, I really like China now. Let's be friends. And then here we are. We're not friends anymore with China. Well, we are, but then we're not. So it really depends. So it was very dramatic yesterday. Poor old Hu Jintao did not look as if he wanted to go anywhere.
But he didn't look very well to me. I thought
No.
he looked ill.
I think he was a bit ill.
So maybe he was acting strangely and they thought it would be better if he went. Which, is something that they could have done to a lot of people in the Conservative Party. It would have been very nice to see some of those people walked out, forcibly removed.
Carried out.
I
would like to see Boris Johnson taken to the edge of the White Cliffs of Dover and then just throw him over the edge.
Yes.
And that's it.
I think that's what they should do in Parliament here. They should two people should come in and literally carry certain people off, like a certain person whose surname is Johnson.
Yes.
And just get rid of this trash.
Okay.
And
hello, everyone. Welcome to Learning English with Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, where we are now deciding which members of our government should be thrown over the edge of the White Cliffs of Dover.
Well, what do you think? You're watching the news. What do you make of what is happening in the UK at the moment?
Yes.
And the prospect of a prime minister.
But we don't know. We don't really understand it.
2 months ago was thrown out for being a liar and corrupt, and is now possibly going to come back again. Yeah. What do you make of that?
Don't worry. I'm going to put the link to last week's live stream underneath here. It will be there later, so you can watch that instead of this.
That's just fine. You keep putting yourself down.
No, I'm not putting
yourself down.
I'm not putting myself down. I'm just very aware that we don't have many people watching.
Well, that's because we went off, Mr. Duncan. You don't have to keep referring to it. Just carry on.
I just wish YouTube would stop. We had a very interesting question last week on the live chat, by the way. Very interesting question. If you have 1 million subscribers, Mr. Duncan, how come only 70 or 80 people watch your live streams? That is a very good question.
I saw that too.
In only YouTube can actually answer that question, but they never will. It is all to do with algorithms. It is to do with their system. If they like you, you will float to the top. If they don't like you, you will sink to the bottom.
That's the reason.
I am at the bottom, the widest part of the pyramid.
Yes, Palmyra says, enjoy your democracy, because if you get supreme leaders like in Russia, China, Belarus, you'll have them until they're gone.
Well,
That's it.
Not actually Belarusia. We're not saying that you're...
No,
We're not
Belarus,
saying-
sorry. Did I say Belarus? I
Well,
meant Belarus.
It's just anyone watching might misunderstand
Yes,
that.
that's it.
So we're not saying that Claudia is a supreme leader of any country, although you might make a very good one. You might be very good if you were in power. You might give everyone free food and free cakes every Friday. So I would like that. So maybe Claudia would be very good.
What's
Very-
happening in the Conservative Party is a desperate attempt for them to cling on to power, and they will put anybody in who they think will win them the next general election.
isn't
That's
that-
all it's about.
Isn't that what they all do? You're not
Well, no,
gonna-
because the Labour
wait,
Party is different. You can't just
Is it?
get rid of a Labour leader.
So, no, but what I'm saying is you wouldn't choose someone who won't win.
I know, but they're all incompetent. They're not capable of governing.
So which ones are the most incompetent?
The ones the one that we've just got rid of, and the other one before that, who's thinking of coming back again.
Okay.
All we've got is chaos, indecision, division, massive divisions, all started through Brexit.
Sorry,
and
everyone.
because of that, we've got dysfunctional government, because you've got these massive divisions
Yes.
now. So nobody can get over these or move forward,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Welcome to...
Tomek says that Claudia can offer free dental
Oh.
care
Yes,
to get into power.
I could do with that, because dentistry, if you have dental work done here, it's very expensive. It is eye-wateringly expensive. So not only is the treatment eye-watering, the price is also eye-watering. It's very expensive. So yes, I think everyone should have free dental care, and then the government can subsidise or pay the dentists for their work. But it doesn't exist here anymore.
Lewis, you are absolutely right in what you say in your comments there. The problem was that the British people did vote him back in at the last election.
Yeah.
So we've already lost our heads because people voted him back in, wanted him as the Prime Minister.
Well,
because he's just this wonderful, fun guy. Everybody, oh, good old Boris, and this is what all these charismatic leaders do. They project this charisma. They make everybody think they're wonderful, but underneath they're absolutely useless.
I am going to call it. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say that Rishi Sunak will be the next Prime Minister. There we go.
Well, I hope he is, because
No, he will.
Well,
There's no doubt about it.
Why do you say that?
Because it will happen. That's what's going to happen.
Well, if he isn't, we really will know that the Conservative Party have completely lost all moral compass.
It's a bit like the best. You've got a pile of rubbish in the corner of the room, but you can only keep one thing from that pile of rubbish, and it has to be the best thing there. That's a bit like choosing the leader of any party, not just Conservative, because that's what happens. Every election, I remember in South Park, they had a great little story about two people who were running. I think they wanted to be the school president. And they said all elections are run by a turd sandwich and a giant douche. And that's it. They're never very good.
No.
So you have to choose from 2 or 3 terrible people. So you just choose which one is the least terrible.
But it didn't used to be like that. As you were saying yesterday, I mean, we used to vote, and you had, at least a couple of good candidates, people that you thought, yeah, they can run like Cameron, for example. I mean, we know he messed everything up, but at least, he was quite a good Prime Minister. And, Tony Blair was, whether you like him or hate him, he was quite a good Prime Minister. Government was working, it was functioning.
Who's that? Who's that, you said?
Tony Blair. Yeah. I mean, I didn't vote for him, but you can't say he was a bad... Yes, he made some
What?
catastrophic decisions, in
Yeah.
certain parts of the world.
Just think,
I'm talking
yes.
about getting
Why are you shouting over
What
me?
I'm... The point I'm making is
I have no
government that's working, that's functioning properly. But anyway, let's not get into that.
Let's not get into it. We're right
We're
into
all
it.
right into it.
We're up to our necks.
Mr. Duncan, you see, I've been making comments all over the internet over the last few days.
Have you?
When I see news items now and I see something, I am writing. There's always a section you can make comments in, isn't there?
So you've been leaving comments.
Been leaving comments all over the internet. I've even written to my local MP to express my disgust at the possibility that Johnson might be coming back as Prime Minister.
You're not sending letters to Jodie Foster as well, are you?
They're very well constructed.
Because
they're not rude. I'm just saying how I feel.
Because once you start writing letters to Jodie Foster, apparently it's just a downhill slope.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
Who's Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster is one of the most famous actresses in the world.
Oh, that Jodie Foster.
Well, which Jodie Foster?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a film for years.
She's literally in a film at the moment.
Right. Well, I don't really watch films.
No, but very famous actress. And of course, the guy who shot Ronald Reagan was doing it for Jodie Foster. He was doing it as a gift.
She was in Silence of the Lambs. Is that right?
She was.
That's right.
She was.
And that other one about going to see aliens. I can't remember what it's called now.
Contact.
That's it.
So,
but yes.
But that's it. So as long as you're not writing any letters to Jodie Foster, you're okay.
All that's going to happen is this is all going to sow more division in society.
Oh, who cares?
Well, it does matter because the world is in a very fragile state. And it needs strong governments if we're going to protect Western democracy.
All right, Steve, this is not the time or place. In the early 1980s, we thought that the Third World War was going to start with Russia. Every day, people were talking about nuclear war in the early 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? I'm going to spoil the plot. It didn't happen.
It very nearly did, though, Mr. Duncan.
Not in the 1980s. It was all just... It turned out to be all just...
Oh, in the 1980s, right.
Well, that's what I said, yes, the 1980s.
But it very nearly did happen in the 60s.
Well, yes, that's a different thing altogether. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the 1980s. Oh, my God. What? This is... What? Anyway, in the 1980s, it turned out to be just saber rattling. So everyone was making up things and none of it was true. And so that was different. And then it all passed. And I think now we've almost come full circle where everyone again is talking about, oh, it's going to be the end of the world, the end of the world. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, so don't worry about it. Have a cup of tea, put your feet up, watch a bit of Netflix. The Crown is back.
I'll tell you something.
There are stupid people who actually believe, Steve, I've got to say this. There are stupid people who probably need to be kept away from everyone else in society that believe that The Crown is a documentary. Now just let that sink in for a moment. A fictitious television show about the royal family. There are people who believe that it's a documentary. And the new series of The Crown now is going to have a special message at the start to tell people that this is not a documentary.
This is the problem. This goes to the heart of the problem in society now. That people are so far removed from reality that they don't know what is true and what is fact and what is fiction.
Well, I can work it out.
I know you can.
Why,
but
though?
I'm talking about the majority of people. And that is a huge problem because people spend most of the time with their heads buried in, the internet.
Buried in the internet. Yes. You always have your head buried in the internet.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
But I'll tell you something, Mr. Duncan. If Boris Johnson comes back as Prime Minister of the UK, and if Donald Trump comes back as President of the United States, that will be a sign that Western democracy is finished. And I will build a bunker in the garden, and we are going to prepare for a cataclysm, because it will be on the way if that happens.
Yeah.
We will know it's all over.
You remind me of one of those men that you used to see walking around London with those sandwich boards saying the end is nigh.
I'll tell you what, we'll go and live in France.
What
Because
have-
France
what have-
is a big country.
What have the French done to deserve us?
Well, no, because I think if any country is going to survive
I'm sorry,
anywhere,
I'm sorry, France.
it'll be France, and we can go and live right in the centre somewhere in the nice out in the country. In fact, the person that comes and cuts our hedges down
Okay.
and trims our hedges has got a friend that is in France. I mean, we've got lots of friends in France. Lewis.
So okay, all right, Steve.
And we
Steve.
can go and live out there. All of us, Mr. Duncan, everyone on the live stream now. We can all go and live. We'll buy a chateau.
I know what you're going
in
to
Paris, in
Yes,
France.
all
We'll all
right.
go and live
Steve,
there.
we got the idea.
I know. I'm just saying. Well, I haven't finished the sentence. Let me speak.
But you're saying the same thing again and again.
I'm
we're going
not.
to go to France. We're going to move
No,
there. We're going to go
Bob.
there. We're going to go to France. We're going to be in France.
All of us on the live
Yes,
stream.
all
We'll all
right.
go and live together.
Okay, but we're
We
not.
can grow our own crops.
Yes, but we're not.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. Just
You do
know.
realise they're fighting each other in the streets of Paris at the moment over petrol.
Well, I'm not going to live in Paris.
But there's a shortage of
I know,
fuel.
because they're having strikes.
Yes. So I don't think France is on the. It has to be somewhere else, like Inner Mongolia or Outer Mongolia, maybe.
God, what a drab, cold, barren existence that would be. I've been there.
Yes.
I went there.
It's a bit like Much Wenlock on a Monday afternoon.
It's about as it reminded me of being on the surface of Mars. Might be like.
What are we talking about now?
I don't know, but yes.
What's like the surface of Mars? What? I can't keep up with you.
Well, you just said Mongolia. It was very barren, bleak, cold. I wouldn't want to live there, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, very few people. Yes, very few people. You are right, Zudzika. I think you are referring to the number of people watching us at the moment.
I don't think so.
Oh, I see.
I think it was. Don't think that's right. Yes, but anyway.
Maybe we could move to Italy. Italy. We could go there.
Well, I don't want to be unkind to anybody living in Italy, but we always, in the UK, they always paint Italy as being a country in chaos because of the number of elections that they always have in
I don't think.
changes of leaders.
What?
But
I don't think we have any.
well, that's the point I'm making, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
This is how Italy is always painted in the UK by politicians, by the media, as being a country in chaos. They're having new elections and fighting with the politicians, but we're just the same now. That's what we've turned into. So
No, I think
you
we're
know,
worse.
I think we're worse, actually.
We're not the same. We're worse. Well, we are like. Do you remember those Banana Republic tin pot dictators that used to be around in the 1960s and 1970s? There were lots of them. It's a bit like that now. We seem to be turning into one of those tin pot dictatorships where the leader is changed every few days.
Liz Tram says, move to the Czech Republic, the beer is good.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Yes.
I might take up drinking.
Yes, it's got to be a country that's neutral. It's been Switzerland's traditionally neutral, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, they always remain neutral in wars, so maybe we could go there, except it's very expensive.
Okay.
But we could buy a nice watch, couldn't we? Get a nice watch.
Yeah.
Anybody in Switzerland watching who's prepared to take us in if the worst happens?
I don't think Switzerland wants us.
Well, not with our watches that are made in Lithuania.
Well, what is it invisible?
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Is it one of those new
Vostok watches?
Okay, Steve, you're just rambling.
Well, go on then.
I'm trying to teach. I'm ever so sorry, everyone. Last Sunday, a brilliant live stream. Just forget about this one. I might delete this, actually. I might delete it all. I might delete my channel at this rate.
So what do you want to talk about,
Don't
Mr.
you
Duncan?
dare say that. We're talking about emojis.
Don't I dare say what?
What are we going to talk about today? What are we talking about, Mr. Duncan?
Carry on then. Show another 100 emojis.
We're talking about emojis.
The government, yeah, poop.
Here is the one. Here is the one that a lot of people recognise straight away. Oh, ooh, look at that.
Claudia knows all about that.
Who?
Claudia.
Really?
Well, because I noticed earlier that you said that Claudia was cooking eggplant.
Claudia knows all about this.
Yes.
This is one of the... This has been banned, by the way.
Has it?
Some countries... I'm not joking. People keep thinking I'm joking. This has now been banned in some countries. In some places, you are not allowed to post this. Do you know why?
No, I've no idea, Mr. Duncan.
Because it represents a man's dingle-dangle.
Well, it doesn't look anything like mine.
Thank goodness. But that is it. So this is used as a way of representing a man's dingle-dangle.
Penis.
So, no, don't say it. Don't say that.
I can say that. It's a medical term,
Yes,
Mr. Duncan.
yeah, there are lots of medical terms I'd like to use now. So a man's dingle-dangle could be represented by this.
Oh.
I think. Have you finished?
I don't know. Is there another one? They normally come in threes.
They do.
Tomic says it looks like his.
Can I just say,
Funny colour.
If your dingle-dangle looks like this, you really do need medical attention straight away. But
Yes.
apparently, in some countries and some places, this is now not allowed. You can't use this emoji. Do you know what is the worst emoji you can use?
The worst.
The worst one now.
In terms of being offensive, you mean?
Anything. The worst one that you shouldn't use ever.
Well, are you going to use it anyway and show
I'm
us?
going to show you, yes, but I'm just asking you first.
I've no idea. Is it a thumbs up? Because
It is, yes.
You're joking.
You're right. The thumbs up. The thumbs up emoji has now been deemed as offensive.
You're joking.
I wish I was joking. I'm not joking. I keep saying I'm not joking.
Is it by the woke people?
It is all to do with the fact that this can be seen as patronising and demeaning if you do it. If you give that thumbs up emoji, there it is, if you do it. I haven't got one on the screen. I can't believe I haven't got one. But there it is.
We all know what it is.
Apparently, it's the one you should never use now because people get offended. They think it's patronising and demeaning. You are making the person feel awkward or embarrassed by it. What's happening to the world? Does anyone know what's happening to the world at the moment? Everything is a bit weird.
It is strange. Well, the thing is, it is the easy one to use, isn't it? It's there. It's right at the start. The trouble with emojis is I only tend to use the ones that are visible. I'm not going to search through them. And the ones that come up first are the smiley face, the thumbs up, the cool one with the glasses. So I can't be bothered.
There it is. Second one down from there.
Yes, but when you're on your phone, it comes up. I think it's the first one that comes up, or the second one. Or
Predictive
something.
text will often suggest emojis to you now if you type in a certain word. So if you type love in a message, automatically you can get rid of the keyboard now.
I was trying to get rid of it. Yes, that's what I was trying to
There
do.
you go.
You see, I've learnt now that I can actually write text when we're on the live stream. I've done this all these years, and I didn't know I could actually do it.
I'm surprised you can write.
Well, I did have problems earlier, actually putting words together.
So just below the sleepy face, there is the thumbs up, and that is now bad. It's a bad thing to use. But we haven't got to the worst of it yet, because the worst thing And this is something I've noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed as well, with emojis.
Thank you, Fritzy Frey.
Lots of them.
Is that?
I don't mind.
That's an endorsement of the live stream.
I don't mind them. I love these. Please give me as many of these as you want, because then YouTube might actually start letting people see my stuff
Yes, Myra. Thank you, Myra.
instead of hiding it.
We need lots of likes, please, because this is all the algorithms thing
Yeah,
that gets Mr. Duncan
that's it.
more noticed.
That's the technical term for it.
So,
The algorithm thing.
Please do like the live stream because it will help Mr. Duncan get noticed a bit more.
The worst thing about emojis is when people use them inappropriately. And I'm not going to say too much, but we had a drama recently, didn't we? I'm not going to say what it was, but we received a couple of messages, and at the end there were emojis, but the message was something very serious and quite unhappy. But I think sometimes using emojis is not a good idea because it looks as if maybe you are not being sincere. So I think the use of emojis can actually slowly make everyone seem insincere. Instead of using them all the time, just use them occasionally, especially on Facebook, social media. People will often just click the thumbs up, whatever it is. So maybe a person will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my cat died yesterday. My lovely cat died. It was hit by a car and it died." And then people underneath put thumbs up. No, but they're just clicking it. They're not thinking about the message. They're just doing it automatically.
Is this because, and I've noticed this particularly on Facebook, which I rarely go on, and you get text, you haven't got time to read everybody's texts,
No.
everybody's messages. So is that what people are doing, Mr. Duncan? So they're not even reading it.
Yeah.
They're just responding because they think that they have to respond to be seen to be responding.
Yes.
And I've noticed this at work. So instead of reading the message, they're just putting a thumbs up, but they haven't even read the message at all because they don't want to read it because they haven't got time or can't be bothered. I would say haven't got time. And I used to notice this at work when we had our work, the sales team that I was in, there were 8 of us.
Okay.
And we had a WhatsApp group, and so people would put a comment on, and then suddenly everybody would reply to it, and everybody would say other, and you haven't got time to keep reading all these messages. So quite often the easiest thing to do is just like a thumbs up or I used to do the cool with the glasses on.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got time to read all these messages.
Unless, of course, somebody is saying that their one of their parents passed away last night, and you go, thumbs up.
But but the thing is, when you're in a small group, a WhatsApp group, often you have to say do something, because if you don't, people think that you're not engaged.
No.
Particularly when it's work. That, oh, where's Stephen? He hasn't replied to the message. Or maybe he's not. Oh, what's wrong? And then suddenly, if you don't reply after an hour, you'll suddenly get message. Someone will call you up. Are you all right, Stephen?
Okay.
Oh, you didn't see you on the WhatsApp group. And I said, well, I'm busy, you idiots.
Right, Steve. Okay. It's just
people are obsessed with them.
It's knowing when to stop that. I understand. We get it. So quite often people will use these inappropriately. Maybe if a person is giving bad news, but the person replying will just click the like button, even if the news is awful. All of my family were wiped out last night in a fire. Thumbs up. Smiley face.
Because you haven't read the message and you are responding in an inappropriate manner. Probably because you're sick to death of how much time does it take? This is why I don't go on Facebook. I haven't got enough time in the day to constantly be reading messages about what people are doing.
Okay.
I just haven't got the time. I just literally haven't got the time in my life to be doing it when I need to decide on what moss treatment that needs to go on the lawn.
And which angry letter or email should I send to my local MP?
Which plants shall I buy to make the new hedgerow?
Yeah.
I can't do everything.
This has been a problem, though. So Steve is not very good at deciding things, making decisions in that situation. So I think the world of emojis, here they come, look, there are so many of them. Look at all those emojis. Can you see any you recognise there? There are quite a few.
No, because I never go beyond the ones that are visible.
Yes.
On when I'm sending a message, there are only so many that are visible on the screen.
Yes.
So I never go beyond ones that I can't see because I'm not going to spend 5 minutes just trying to decide on an emoji.
So there, I can see one there. Look, now that looks like a prawn. Has anyone ever used that emoji?
Well, it looks rude to me.
Prawn emoji. And
it looks very rude.
It looks rather rude, but it isn't. It's a prawn.
It looks like a prawn with who's getting excited.
Okay, Steve, that's very. That's the word I'm looking for. If you just joined us, by the way, this is the second attempt at doing our live stream for Sunday, live from England.
Yes.
Why is that funny?
We're the laughing stock of the world.
Yeah.
If you say to somebody or something that they are the laughing stock, it means everyone is laughing at you and ridiculing you because they think you're stupid.
Yes.
Because you've done something stupid.
Sometimes they are right, of course.
And in this case...
Sometimes they...
My nose is running, Mr. Duncan.
We've noticed. You better hurry up and chase it.
Did somebody have COVID early on the live stream? Were you commenting about somebody who might have had COVID?
I think there's a lot of people now wishing they had COVID just so they don't have to watch this.
There are a lot of people getting it at the moment who have escaped it all this time. I've got 2 people I know who never got COVID.
Yeah.
And suddenly they've got it now. They thought they'd escaped and they're getting it. Lots of people who thought they'd escaped it are suddenly getting it.
Yes. That's good.
Any more emojis, Mr. Duncan?
Oh, any more emojis?
Are we going to give people a time scale about when we're going to go? No, we better not, because if we do that, people might go early.
Yes, if we say we're going, then people will leave.
We're not going to say when we're going.
No, we will just suddenly disappear like we did earlier.
Could be 30 seconds. It might be another half an hour.
I don't know what happened today. Something really bad happened today. It went completely wrong. The connection broke, and then the computer restarted, and I couldn't get.
Mr. Duncan,
I couldn't get anything connected.
Oh.
So this is part 2. I don't know how it's going to work out later, but I'm sure you will find this.
There'll be 2 live streams to watch.
Yes, 2. You lucky people. What?
That's a good one, Vitas. My boss got really angry with me this morning. He kept shouting and cursing for at least an hour. After a while, my habits kicked in, and at one point I said, "You're right, honey."
Oh, in that, you mean the boss is the wife?
Although Vitas did say, my boss, he kept shouting.
Yes. So maybe you are involved in a homosexual relationship.
Maybe, yes, which is
maybe.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Don't knock it until you've tried it.
Yes. But anyway, there we go. It was funny.
Maybe
maybe
my boss was angry at me this morning and complained. She instead of he. So if you are telling the joke as a male and you want it to appear as if it's your wife, you would say she and not he. Unless, of course, you are happily married to a nice man and you live together in a beautiful house with white picket fences.
I think Vitas was just being inclusive.
Yes.
Inclusive of all possible relationship.
All of them.
All possible interactions, all shapes, colours, sizes.
You know the flag? The flag has all of the colours now. There are some colours that don't even exist on the flag now. It's all of them. Every single colour that exists.
We're all lumped together.
We're all together in a big, happy group.
Yes. Right. Emojis, Mr.
Right.
Duncan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have you any more to surprise us with and delight us with?
Why would you think I had more?
I don't know, because...
Well, I suppose the one we've been using today quite a lot is this one. This one. See? That one.
To describe what is going on in politics in the UK
well,
at the moment.
No, not necessarily. Anything. So anything that a person thinks is a pile of poop That's all I'm saying. I'm not using the real word. Don't use the real word, for goodness sake. Please don't. Don't use the real word.
I won't.
Do not. Whatever you do.
Do you mean the one beginning with F or the one beginning with S?
Well, F.
Yes.
Well, clearly this is a pile of poop.
Well, the word beginning with F would be the sort of technical
Oh, I see.
term.
Oh, I've got you.
Yes.
don't
Can I
think-
use that word?
No one's using that word anyway.
But can I use it?
No. So there it is. That's the one that a lot of people use when they want to show that something is awful. But there is another one, and I couldn't find it. There is another one, Steve, that has flies buzzing around it. There are some flies around it, which is my favourite, but I couldn't find it. But I know it exists somewhere. So there it is. We call that the poopy emoji because it's a poop with a smiley face. But it's so friendly. Who would have ever imagined that society would one day have a smiling piece of poop as an icon that is being used around the world?
Wasn't there a character on the American cartoon series South Park who was like a friendly piece of poop?
That, of course, was Mr. Hankey.
That's it. Yes. Beatrice now has a bad signal, so we feel your pain.
Yes, it's not us. Not this time. I've just checked my signal. It is 100%. Oh, fancy pants. Very nice.
Thank you, Beatrice, and look forward to seeing you again next week when hopefully we will have no technical difficulties whatsoever.
Thank you, Beatrice, for watching us today. It's been a strange one because, well, first of all, we were on for around 33 minutes and then the signal disappeared. Everything went off and I had to spend a long time repairing it. Then we came back and it started, and then it's up till this point here now. So this now is still the same live stream that we had to restart earlier. So this is it. It's still here now. This and those words that I'm saying now, and those words and these words. So this is now live. We've caught up. Are you okay, Steve?
I'm fine. Yes.
Sadly, we don't have time to talk about hard and easy. We don't have time to do that. We didn't have time last week. And we don't have time this week either.
Are there emojis for hard and easy?
I wish there were. Well, maybe thumbs up and thumbs down, you see. We could probably use those. Easy, hard. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's...
When you're typing in your phone certain words, sometimes the emojis come up, don't they?
That's it. I meant predictive text will now actually show the emojis. If you put
Yes.
love, a little heart will come up. If you put poop, if you put poop, you know what comes up.
So to save you having to scroll through, how many emojis are there altogether
There
in
are
existence?
thousands.
So are they all available on my device, on my communication device?
They probably are on your communication device.
And I've stopped using them really now because it's sort of, well, do you need to use an emoji really?
Everyone's going, by the way.
Yes, well, they probably think we're going. Well, are they?
Claudia is going.
Yeah, because we're
Beatrice is going.
things to do, places to go. Claudia.
I'm going.
I suppose we'd have to go. I'm feeling a bit hungry, actually.
Are you? Well, it is 4:25.
It's that eggplant emoji. It's made me feel hungry.
We've had... Really? Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, Nitram says the eggplant was obviously for hard. Yes, and we know it bears a strong resemblance to a certain person's anatomy.
Yes, a man's dingly dangly.
Well, Tomek said it looked very much like his and caused a little bit of offence on the live stream.
Did it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You missed that. You see, I'm paying attention to
Did
the
we
live
have some
stream.
drama today?
Not really,
Oh.
but a little bit of mild offence which could have escalated into a massive argument but didn't.
Okay. Well, that's the problem. That's why no one watches, because we need more interaction. You see, we need more violence, more fighting, because that's why people watch live streams and videos on YouTube. That's what it's all about these days. You've got to have confrontation. You've got to have people disagreeing and fighting and scratching each other. I don't agree with that. Oh, I'm going to write something.
Shall we stay on for another 5 minutes?
A bit like you.
And I can tell everybody about how I'm treating the moss in my my lawn.
Have you been asked about it?
No.
No one's asked about your moss?
No.
Okay, then I think it's safe to say that no one is interested.
I am murdering moss.
Are you interested in hearing about Mr. Steve's moss?
Yes. And if so, if you have a lawn problem with moss, how do you treat it?
Is there something wrong with your grass?
Yes. Can you be accused of being a murderer if you go out with chemicals, spray them on your lawn and kill the moss?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm using iron sulfate. But there are other methods.
You could call it lawnicide.
Yes.
Lawnicide. If you kill your grass, you could call it lawnicide.
Well, I don't want to kill the grass, as I would pronounce it. You say grass, I say grass.
Yes.
Because I'm posher than you.
Okay.
So, if you want to be posh, don't say grass, say grass.
All right. Okay.
But it doesn't matter, as long as people can understand you, which is what you're always saying, Mr. Duncan.
Well, I never have any complaints.
As long as people can understand what you're saying, that's all that matters.
The most important thing of all is that people understand you.
Yes.
You were saying?
Well, I don't know if people are really interested in learning about how I'm treating the moss in my... It's not really the most riveting of subjects.
No, most of today's subjects, by the way, have not been very interesting.
If something is riveting, by the way, we better say that.
If something is riveting,
yes,
it means it is keeping your attention firmly. You can't stop watching. You are riveted. So it denotes the thing that is used quite often in construction. Quite often things that are made of metal. They usually use small... They look like screws, but they're not. They are actually things that are pressed and flattened, and they're used for joining metal together. They are called... Yes, they are called rivets. Rivets,
yes, and you sort of bang them in one end and then flatten the other end, and the two bits of metal are then, or you can weld them, I suppose. But yes, maybe that's where the word comes from, being riveted to something.
Yes, well, you're fixed in place.
You're fixed. You can't take your eyes off. Just like this live stream.
Yes,
people are riveted to Mr. Duncan's live streams.
Bye, Olga.
Because they cannot.
Everyone's going.
Take their eyes away. So in that case, I think it's probably time for us to go.
They definitely can't take their eyes away from this. Most of the eyes aren't even watching.
I think so. But we've got our lovely loyal viewers that stayed with us during the downtime when Mr. Duncan we had a few problems with the connection, and you stayed on, and we thank you very much for that. Our lovely loyal viewers who every week are here watching us, hoping that we'll actually say something interesting one day.
It will happen one day.
And one day you will be rewarded.
I thought last week's live stream was really good. So if you want to see a good live stream, last week was good. It was a good one last week. So watch it again. Don't watch this, but watch last week's. It was really good.
Tomek wants us to stay.
Why? I'm almost talking to no one at the moment. There are more people surrounding us in houses than there are people watching this live stream.
If you haven't already, I will say again, please do like the live stream. Although I'm not sure that 50 likes would make much difference anyway. No, but at least please do it anyway.
You can't get likes from people who aren't watching, unfortunately. That would be good, though. It would be nice if you could get likes from people who are not watching, because then we could get millions of likes. But you have to be watching to like, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's coming up to past. But how long were we down? We were down about 10, 15 minutes. So we've actually done more than we usually would have done.
I don't know. Everything, it's a bit like what people say when they have an accident. It's like everything is in slow motion. And that's what happened today when I was trying to repair the internet connection and the computer, and everything stopped working. And it felt as if I was moving in slow motion. Everything around me was going very slowly. I want to like that. It was a bit like that.
Okay, catch my breath now, Mr. Duncan. Catch my breath.
I don't know what that was. Sorry about that.
I don't either. But Emilio Lopez, hello Emilio.
Hello, Emilio.
Says, we're having an interesting, we think you are having such an interesting conversation. When you use a variety of words, the audience can increase their vocabulary.
Yes.
Vocabulary.
Yes.
Can't say the word.
Well, that's
vocabulary.
That's ironic.
Vocabulary.
So the word you can't say is vocabulary.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
And Anna's going. Bye, Anna. Yes, Tom. Well, we've tried all this. It doesn't work.
What?
Make your I think you mean content. Yes. Anyway, yeah, we don't know how it works. We've given up really. We're just very thankful that you
make your content
here every week.
Thank you, Tomek. Make your content better. Can I just say thank you, Tomek, for that? I needed that word of encouragement.
You needed that boost today, didn't you?
There is nothing worse than telling someone to make something they're doing better, because what you're actually saying is the thing you're doing now is rubbish.
Well, it's good enough for you, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
That's all we're going to say.
Can I just say, YouTube is not just about videos. It isn't. It's a complex world where people who appear to be popular or famous are actually there for a reason. Quite often they have other people helping them, or maybe there is money involved, or maybe there are people behind the scenes who are paying for that person to be put forward and promoted on the site. So don't forget that. We don't do any of that. We don't do any promotion. We don't put money into having ourselves put all around the site, mainly because we can't afford it. It's only us. It's Mr. Steve and me. That's it. We don't have a team of people here. We don't have people behind the scenes controlling all of this. It's me. I have to take care of everything. I have to take care of the computer. I have to take care of all of the technical stuff.
Me.
And sometimes Mr. Steve comes along and he talks about things.
I'm going to look into all this, Mr. Duncan, and see if there's anything I can do to help you.
I am sick and tired of it.
But anyway, Mr. Duncan, we don't want to be negative. We'll end
I'm
on
not being negative.
Note.
That's not negative. That's just an opinion. But it's true. That's what happens.
Nitram says you need to stick out.
I tried that once and I got arrested.
Perhaps if you kept showing that eggplant emoji every week,
yes,
that would get you noticed, Mr. Duncan.
I think this one
Get your eggplant out every week on the live stream, and you will get noticed.
Okay, then. So if I get my eggplant and wave it around,
that's it.
Maybe someone will notice me.
You will definitely stick out, Mr. Duncan.
Definitely, especially if it looks like that.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yes.
If your dingly dangly looks like that, you are in a lot of trouble. I think so.
Myra's preparing lunch. As we know, a lot of people prepare lunch while they're watching us, and we were quite happy to entertain you while you're doing that.
Yes.
Of course, we always like to know what you're cooking. But
whatever you are doing, wherever you are going, whoever you are seeing, I hope it will be an enjoyable moment of time. Wouldn't that be nice, Steve, if it was? It would be lovely. I think so.
So are we going? Or are we staying?
I think we are going, yes. Let's go now.
I'm hungry. My hips are aching because I've been standing for 2 hours.
Poor Mr. Steve and his aching joints.
Yes. I think I'm going downhill, Mr. Duncan. It's you know. There's the clue.
You're old.
There's the clue.
Yes. That's it.
And everything's falling apart.
Anything made in 1961 has either fallen to pieces or is in the ground or on the scrap heap.
Grief. Even Tomek's having his dinner.
So which one are you?
What are you eating? We want to know what you're eating. What are you eating?
What are you eating, Tomek? What have you got on your plate? What are you eating, Tomek? Please tell us, my best mate.
And Myra, what are you preparing for your lunch? We want to know.
What are you cooking?
You can't just say you're preparing lunch. You've got to tell us what it is.
We must know. We need a list. We need a menu. My voice. What's going on with my voice?
Lewis is going. Bye, Lewis.
I know. It's bad when Lewis is going.
But Lewis, no, Lewis is probably going to cook something.
We are now officially awful. We've done it.
Yes. Thanks for a great job, says Palmyra. And fish, veggies and potatoes.
Oh, that sounds nice. Potatoes. Do you mean chips? Maybe you are having chips.
Is it fish chips? It's fish and chips, isn't it? And peas. That's what it is.
Fish, chips.
It's fish and chips.
And peas.
That's what it is.
Is that what they
When you
have?
say potatoes, you mean chips.
Is that what they have in the Netherlands? Netherlands
Probably
style.
A very healthy dish, I would imagine.
Yes.
Garnished
with a tulip on the side.
Right, I'll go and put the kettle on, Mr. Duncan. I'm going to make a decision. I'm very bad at making decisions.
Thank you, Steve.
I'm now making the decision that I'm going. Myra's preparing roast vegetables with rice and tofu.
Ooh,
Well,
tofu. I don't like tofu. It's disgusting.
A huge hug to us.
I don't like tofu.
From
I'm
Myra.
not saying that people who like tofu should not like it, but I'm saying it is disgusting.
Fritzy Frey is having salad. Myra's having very healthy food going on here. Myra is having tofu with rice and vegetables, which I'm sure is delicious. Mr. Duncan, delicious.
It sounds good.
Tomek's having, it's broccoli, cauliflower, carrots and potato, no chips. Very healthy. Very healthy.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
I'm going to gorge on some chocolate.
Steve is going to eat chocolate.
Because we need comfort food after today, don't we?
I don't.
Comfort food.
I've decided to eat healthily.
I'm so surprised. So many, you're very healthy. Lots of you. Very healthy.
You're all very healthy out there.
Yes.
Well done. Thumbs up.
Well, you are. It's not the sort of meal I would expect Tomek to eat, to be honest.
Oh, okay. What,
No.
fish and chips?
Well, no, it's not fish and chips. It's very healthy. All sorts of mixture of broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, potatoes. I expected junk food. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised by what people say on the live stream,
Yes.
particularly Tomek.
Yes, that's good.
But, right, no offence. It's all fun and laughter.
It's all good fun. At the end of the day, no one actually cares.
And one day we'll all meet up and have a good laugh.
60 years from now, we'll all be dead, so it won't matter. So just have fun.
Some of us are a lot sooner than that.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you, Mr.
It's
Steve.
been lovely being here, and I shall enjoy looking forward to seeing you all again next week.
You will enjoy looking forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
If it makes you happy, do it. Ah, the lovely cows, very nice. It's time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed this, whatever it was. I'm back with you on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time. With you on Wednesday, Mr. Steve might be with us. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. He hasn't said. He hasn't told me. So I might be here on Wednesday by myself. Mr. Steve might also be with you. Does it make any difference? I am thinking not. Thank you for watching. There are 2 parts to this live stream. The first half an hour and then this after our slight technical difficulty. Thanks for watching. See you on Wednesday. Have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language. Shall I do it again? Okay, I'll do it one more time. In England, saying thanks for watching. See you on Wednesday. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.